Nikola stock has risen more than 60% in the past week, and now Nikola stock is up over 550% from its 52-week low at the beginning of June and is one of the hottest stocks on the market. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks to everyone who has commented on my last two videos in recent days. After such a long break from YouTube, I really do appreciate the messages of support now that I am back. Nikola stock has been one of the biggest rallies on the market in recent months, but the question remains, how long will Nikola rally last and how high will NKLA stock go? When I first bought into this stock back in 2020, the stock was still a pre-merger special purpose acquisition vehicle at about $10. Once the stock market went crazy in 2020, Nikola ran to insane highs, well over $60, $70. But it was the same for many other EV stocks too, such as NIO or Hyliion. But at well over 600% gains, the stock quickly began to decline for various reasons, including fraud from the CEO. But Nikola is turning another major corner with some major news and rumours in recent weeks. So now I will try to answer the most important question. Is Nikola still a good stock to buy now, or should you steer well clear of Nikola in the coming weeks? I will talk about what I feel is going to happen very soon and how it is going to affect shareholders. Before we get into the video, if you find any value in this video, can I ask you to smash the like button? It literally costs nothing, but it helps me out so much. After such a long break from YouTube, I would really appreciate if you can show your support. Thanks to everyone who has shown support in the past few days. I'm aiming to get 300 likes on this video, help me make that happen. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be doing regular stock update videos again for the rest of the year. 2023 has been incredibly busy, but I will have more time going forward. I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, now let's get into it. The most recent news that is having a positive effect on the share price is this. J.B. Hunt is to purchase 13 zero-emission Nikola trucks. Now this is very important. J.B. Hunt Transport Inc. will purchase 13 Nikola zero-emission Class 8 trucks as the transportation company focuses on its sustainability efforts in reducing the intensity of its carbon emissions. The initial truck order will include 10 battery electric and 3 hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicles, with delivery in the first vehicles expected in August 2023, and Nikola's hydrogen arm, HYLA, will supply the hydrogen and fueling infrastructure. So August 23 is now. This is not some deal that will take place in the future. This is right here, right now. This is great for Nikola. But I feel that the timing here is a little suspect. I think that the timing of this deal could be very bad for shareholders, and I will explain more about this later in the video, so stick around for that. This deal follows on from the announcement of a deal with BUYOUT, where BUYOUT is to purchase up to 50 Nikola Class 8 hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. And Nikola is to purchase low carbon hydrogen from BUYOUT's Missouri and California hydrogen hubs and up to 10 BUYOUT high-fill transports for bulk hydrogen delivery to customer refueling stations. Again, this deal is great, but the wording here is very important. It is not a binding deal for 50 vehicles right here and now, but instead it is up to 50 vehicles over the next 5 years. And in recent weeks too, Nikola has obtained some funding from grants, but in the grand scheme of things, this is very little. Nikola will burn through this amount of money in the space of weeks, and all of this positivity is leading towards one major event that I will talk about in just a moment, but first let's look at the analyst reports. 4 analysts have set 12-month price targets for Nikola in the past 3 months. The average price target is $4. This average represents less than 20% upside from the current price of $3.45. But analysts are not always correct, and this average price target of $4 can be a little misleading, as I will show you now. Looking at market beat, we can see that Nikola stock is currently at the top of its 50-day range, but it is still in the lower half of its 52-week range, and the market cap is only $2.4 billion, which seems fairly low for a prominent EV manufacturing stock. And I will look a little bit more at this valuation when I look at the company's financials just after this. Institutional investors here include BlackRock, Vanguard, and Inclusive Capital Partners, with institutional ownership now sitting at about 23%. Now, as I said a moment ago, the analyst price targets are a little bit misleading because the most recent analyst target was $3 and $1. These have been set in the past 3 months. Prior to this, price targets of $10 or even more were set back in 2022 or before. And as we can see from the most recent ratings, these have been set by D.A. Davidson, who have rated Nikola as a neutral and given a $3 price target, whereas TD Cowen, BTIG Research and Morgan Stanley have all given neutral ratings with price targets as low as $1. Remember now that this stock is trading around $3.50, so a drop down as low as the TD Cowen price target of $1 would be a massive loss of share value. But the stock is very much on the up right now, as we will see from the charts in just a moment. So much for Nikola hinges on some very important catalysts right now. Nikola stock is very much on the uptrend right now and has been getting a lot of social media buzz. The stock's trading volume over the past few weeks has been as high as I have seen it in the past 12 or even 18 months. Looking at the charts, we can see that the stock has been rising a lot over the past 2 months. NKLA stock has gained close to 600% in the past few weeks after hitting its 52-week low back in June. Now, if you follow this channel, then you will know that I'm very bullish on Nikola stock over the long term. However, this level of stock increase is not sustainable without a pullback. Looking at the chart here, we can see that the stock has been moving upward in this channel for the past 2 months. However, having broken above resistance today, the stock could do one of two things. It could continue to rally to unbelievable new highs, or more likely, it could drop down rapidly in the coming days. Although I am bullish on Nikola in the long term, I do feel it is the latter, and that Nikola stock could drop a lot very soon. In my opinion, this is not a good time to increase or average any positions, and I feel that the upcoming earnings report needs to be spectacular to keep this momentum going. This is just my opinion, however, and it is your choice whatever you want to do. I highly recommend that anyone thinking about buying or selling this stock right now should consult with a financial advisor. And my reasons are very simple. Despite all the good news, which we have looked at already, the financials in this company are crucial. Hence why I said that tomorrow's earnings report is so vital. But just for comparisons, let's take a quick look at the previous earnings report and you might understand what my concerns are. Looking at the most recent financial statements that were filed back in May 23, we can see that Nikola had total assets of 1.1 billion and total liabilities of 600 million, giving the company total stockholder equity of $545 million. But as we already know, the market cap of the company is currently well over 2.6 billion, which is about 5 times the current equity value. This is not something that I like to see, however it is not uncommon in EV stocks, and this would not worry me too much. But what does worry me is that Nikola has very little cash, only $121 million. Usually these EV companies also have long-term or short-term investments too. Nikola does not have much of this. Their cash position is down huge in just 3 months, down about $110 million. And remember that this is the financial statements for 3 months ago, so going on the current trend, this will be near zero right now. So when you consider that they have quarterly losses from operations of about $150 million per quarter, I fully expect that Nikola will take advantage of the recent stock rally and try to issue new shares. Nikola's shareholder meeting back in July was adjourned until today and will take place later today, at which Proposal 2 will be voted on again. This vote is to increase the authorized share count, which will lead to dilution. As it says here, Proposal 2, the amendment to Nikola's restated certificate to increase the authorized number of shares of common stock. A proposed amendment to Section 242 of the Delaware General Corporation Law is expected to be effective as of this week, as of August 1st. Under this proposed new law, if the annual meeting were to be held today, which it now will be held today, a sufficient number of shares would have been voted in favour of Proposal 2. And as far as I'm aware, this will involve the authorised shares being nearly doubled. If you want me to talk about that in another video later this weekend, drop a comment in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. So this is very important for Nikola as a company. First of all, if they do not issue new shares, then this company will be in serious financial trouble, as we just seen from the previous financial statements. Within a couple of months, things could get very bad. But if they do get the proposal over the line, which seems very likely, then there will be shareholder dilution, which will negatively affect the current shareholders. What is important to note here is that the company is issuing new shares when the stock is at its highest point for months, and in my opinion this is a good time to be issuing these shares. Shareholders were correct not to approve the dilution back in early July, but I think that this time around it will be passed and this will negatively affect the stock price. If you've watched all the way through and enjoy my content, please hit the like button, it really helps the channel out. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and bell notification, and follow me on Twitter if you would like to see another NKLA Nikola Stock video. Let me know if you would like me to do a video speaking about the shareholders meeting after it takes place later today and the massive effect that increasing the authorized share count will have, or about the earnings report once it is released tomorrow and what to expect in Q3 and Q4 based on the current projections. Nothing in my videos is financial advice in any way, and I'm not a financial advisor. If you invest in NKLA stock or not, that is your choice, but I highly recommend that you do your own due diligence. This stock is very volatile and a very risky play for anyone who does not have sufficient due diligence done. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next update.